Welcome to World's Finest, the Southgate Media Group review of the DC Comics of the Week. As always, I am Phil, and with me is...
Lil Hellfire, and boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say about this week in the DCU comic books.
Alright, you know what? Let's get Harley Quinn Road Trip out of the way.
Oh.
Let's go with the big one first. $6.
Okay, and it's not even worth it, right? Like, in my personal opinion. It was okay, but they had an opportunity to really make Harley more than just this butt-shaking, joke-cracking kind of thing like we originally got when the series first launched. Like, this is a heavy deal. She's taken a relative's ashes halfway across the world. I mean, the country, you know?
It could have been an emotional story, but instead, okay, DC, I get the message. You know, Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman are bisexual. I get it. They like to be naked. I get it.
Well, the only reason why I even, was interested in this, it's like, oh yeah, the Gotham Sirens are back and in charge, large and in charge, and I didn't really even get that vibe in this issue.
No, it just seemed like they couldn't keep their hands off each other.
Well, we know what demo they're trying to target with the Harley Quinn title now. Now I know it's definitely not for me, and it was never for me. It was a bait and switch, because it hadn't always been like this. Like, the first 4 issues were really good in my personal opinion.
So they're definitely going for the teenage boys then?
Teenage? More like prepubescent. Like, the comedy in this is so lowbrow. It's just, it makes my skin crawl. It's not wacky, but it's tacky.
Yeah, but you're getting butts and boobs, so I think that, they're trying to hit the the 13-year-old boys too.
If I was a 13-year-old boy, I'd be really offended by that comparison. I mean, that's how lowbrow it is, all that I'm saying. Like, this is like talk about the low base, like, common denominator. It's too much for me.
I know, and it's just like, I thought they wanted a more diversified audience. Do you think they're really going to get the girls and the women with this? And
the bisexuals and the lesbians, sure.
And I mean, in any big business, you want to draw in the younger kids, because if you can hook them, you have them for decades. But
not this DC. No. This is like at this point, honestly, if you pick up a DC title, it's just basically, oh, I guess I'm gonna read Marvel or some independent comics.
What about the other big bomb, Harley's mother?
I wasn't expecting it. So I didn't think it was handled I didn't think any of the family stuff was handled very well, in my personal opinion.
It's like, does she know who
She has to, or she's an idiot.
Well, it's DC.
And she is a woman.
I should have did my homework.
That was the best thing about the artwork, though.
What?
Her mom. I like that whole thing. No.
Yeah.
Then it was also something else. Like, I don't know, but the artwork was really cartoony and over the top this week.
Well, they had how many artists on this too, so I mean, it you didn't know what you're going to get from page to page.
Yeah.
What about? I don't read Bizarro. I don't want to read Bizarro.
I gave up. I read 2 issues and I said no. This is supposed, like, that's the little kid book, and I wouldn't let my little kids, if I had kids, read it because it's weird and creepy.
I didn't read any because I didn't want to read it. So quit trying to force feed me Bizarro.
If he actually wasn't on Earth and it wasn't like this, like, all ages book, it would actually probably be pretty good, because Bizarro's the best when it's like you get to see all the other, like, Bizarro counterparts, like Batman and Wonder Woman and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah, if it was set on Bizarro World. Yeah, that would improve it.
I mean, they'd really have to stop literally pimping Harley Quinn out like this. This is so gross and exploitative. I just can't even stand it anymore.
Well, you saw that link I sent you the other day that she's getting another book. a team up book. Was it Harley's Black Book or something?
Yeah, just in time for the holidays. Oh. Like, I thought last year's San Diego, Harley Quinn Takes Over San Diego or whatever, was awful.
No.
So at least it's not as bad as that. That is the only praise I can really give this book. It just failed on logic, pacing, being interesting. I was just like, oh, I don't know. They need to do a new direction for Harley Quinn. This is alienating as hell. I'm sorry.
And I mean, come on, Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti. I mean, tossing the beaver. We can do that. Come on.
How many times are you gonna do a beaver joke on top of that?
I told you, every issue almost.
What would you give this issue?
I think I'll be generous and give it a 2.
I gave it a 2.5.
Okay.
I just wish, I do like the Gotham Sirens. I thought that's what this was going to be more about, especially with the way that they handled the whole Ashes thing. So it was just like, you have something with the three of them, but you got to tone it down. I don't know, Harley Quinn needs to come back down to earth, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little too over the top, because even the last issue of her regular series, I mean, she was trying to get on a boat, and she had the guy who worked for her use a catapult and launch her off the top of her building.
What do you want to talk about next?
So you said you read most of the issues?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't read was Catwoman.
Okay.
And I know you didn't read Gotham Academy.
No. So did you read Red Hood Arsenal?
I got that last week, so I didn't count it in this one. Sorry. So yeah, you can talk about that, and then I'll talk about Gotham Academy, and then we'll get back to the heavy hitters.
Red Hood Arsenal number 4. Well, of course, where are they at the first page, facing off against Robo Batman for about 2-3 pages, and then they flash back to them just getting to Gotham, and Roy has to run a mysterious errand all of a sudden, and Jason runs across some. I guess it was a girl who was close to him when he was before he got adopted by Bruce Wayne. He kind of blows her off pretty cool way. Roy and Jason go hunt for Underbelly. Of course, Jason shoots out a security camera, which draws Batman's attention. But we do the one good thing I did like about this is we did get a flashback to Jason's time with him and Bruce.
Is this all leading up to him and Dick doing a great thing together or something?
I don't know. But so of course they go back to the present where Jason and Roy are fighting Gordon, and then all of a sudden the big villain Underbelly shows up. So at the course of the last page, you're like, oh, we're gonna have to team up.
Exactly.
We couldn't see that coming. Like I said, I like the flashback with him as Robin. Probably give it a 3.5.
Okay. Well, Gotham Academy number 10 was amazing, but I don't know, it's something about this issue that kind of jarred me. It felt like it was a little bit out of character for what was going on. It's creepy, it's dark. Oh. I was expecting this would have been actually perfect for the October issue for the Halloween theme. I don't know. I think they tried to cram too much into this issue is my only probably complaint, which makes it a 4, because usually the plotting is perfect, the characterization is perfect. This is just such a good all ages book. And you can read it as a 10-year-old, and you can read it as a 25-year-old. It just has a lot of it's just really good, and it kind of just threw me off how things just kind of were off in this issue, but it was still good. Oh, they also paid an homage to the Batman in an animated series, but then they do that a lot too. So it's almost if you know it, if you've watched it and then you are reading and you go, oh damn, now I want to go watch that episode. It's subliminal programming. I love it. Definitely pick it up. I mean, dude, seriously, I don't know why more people aren't reading this. Every single review that I've ever read from anybody, they say they like it. So, and that, I mean, this is DC post New 52 that we're talking about. So if you can't find a bad review about it, you might want to pick it up so you can be happy on a month-to-month basis.
So what would you rate it?
It's a 4, hands down. Okay, so what do you want to talk about next, Philip?
Did you say something about Batman Superman 24?
Yep, I sure did. The second to last puzzle in the truth story, and we're almost done, Phil. Feel the relief wash over me.
So, what did you think of the big casual Friday Superman Aquaman fight?
Oh man, like okay, I thought it was cool, and then of course he's like doing the play-by-play to Jim Gordon, and I'm like, mother, just no bueno. That ruined it for me.
Did Casual Friday Superman do anything in this issue that Gordon couldn't have done maybe on his own?
The answer to that is absolutely nothing. He was useless. Just, it was so laughable.
Probably made it worse.
Yeah, I'm so glad we don't have to deal with this ever again.
Deal with what again?
Oh, they really didn't resolve anything. P.S. I guess. To me, anyway.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the point of truth. Which maybe when we get to action number 44, you can fill me in, I guess.
Oh, you didn't read it?
No, I read it. I just don't get it. Like, why did we do this? Like, literally, why?
Well, see, that was the confusing part for me because I did read this before Action 44. So when we got to the end, and I'm like, who's Wrath? And then it made sense once I read Action.
Yeah, like they should at least give us a complete order of how to read the story.
Or at least a blurb on the first page of Batman Superman that says, stop, don't read this until you read Action 44.
Like, is that too much to ask for now?
I know. Like, unless they don't know an order.
Well, we learned that when the first part of this book came out. Oh, God. Yeah. The Aquaman thing was cool, kind of, but it still doesn't save it from my, 1.5 rating. I'm just so over this. I didn't enjoy any single issue of any of the Truth arc at all. It's very frustrating. No, I take that back. The last issue, the issue before last that we talked about, where Lois was, they kind of give Lois's motivation. They still didn't go as hard as they could have with their relationship. Like, they're just, sexting buddies or something is the, just, casual hated and quitted friends, or, just, that relationship could just be so much more, and we are getting it, just in a different continuity. But, that's literally the only issue that I've liked out of this whole Truth arc. One.
Even the meeting between Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne didn't sway you at all?
Not really. They have so much, work to do to repair my, views on these titles right now. Everybody gets a side eye from me. Greg Pak especially gets the biggest side eye of all. He's got a lot of making up to do with me. That's all.
Yeah.
What did you give this issue? A 3?
I don't know. I'll be nicer. What?
You gave it a 3, didn't you?
No, 2.5.
Oh, ouch. That's really bad for Phil, though, guys, if you haven't picked up. Anything under a 3 is bad.
Well, you know my 2.5. It's there. It's wallpaper. It's there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Even the artwork was, low level. It looked like a child's painting on the refrigerator. Especially that Aquaman Superman fight.
It seemed more rushed.
Just what? I can't even with the art in this book. Not even the inking, there's nothing nice I can say about it, and that's just so unusual for me. Anyway, let's back up and get to the rest of this particular Truth arc, I guess, and go with Action 44.
Well,
did you enjoy this issue?
It had its ups and downs. It's supposed to be Superman. Superman is supposed to be the one guy who can be uncorruptible, you know?
I feel like this is something that we just dealt with in season 3 of Arrow. It's the mayor's villain. he's like trying to like turn people bad through this weird process, and I'm just like, oh honey, just a mess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of small scale for a Superman story. I mean, the whole story took place in what, like 1 or 2 blocks.
I know. I feel like we didn't really learn much about like, you know, the shadow self, and like it was just weird. It was like I felt like there weren't like really that many crumbs to what they were actually revealing. Like I can't just go back and pinpoint stuff, which is frustrating.
Yeah, and I guess Superman can't handle the darkness, but Lee can.
Right? Like then why do we even have Superman? If he can't be the one shining beacon example, the only thing Smallville did right with that last season arc was yes, he is the symbol.
Yeah.
If you can't get that in a Superman title, just don't even put a Superman title out. Just don't do it.
Mhm.
Like I don't like where they're going with this.
And I just remember first, well, I think it was in Batman Superman because I read that first. But when I first saw Wrath and the thing, you know, she has like the black over the one eye, I was like, is this supposed to be Eclipso?
The artwork was somewhat better than the other title we just talked about. I don't think
Yeah.
purple goes very well with the Superman. Anything Superman, like it just kind of clashes with the primary colors. That's just my personal like little nitpicky art thing.
Mhm.
The shading was also a little off, but like I said, this is it's there. We're done. This was the setup to. It's kind of weird that they ended in Batman Superman though, right? Instead of Action Comics.
It's, I don't know if it was actually, I guess, but I think it's like the whole Superman arc comes first, and then the whole action arc, and then the whole couple issues of Batman Superman are after that. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, like they never really gave us the timeline, and so like I don't know what to make of. Like, are we done? Do I have to like have like one more thing? They're like, oh yeah, we forgot to put this out here. Have some more.
But you want to increase your enjoyment, that splash page towards the end of Superman walking away.
Yes.
Just put on, just put on the song. Just put on some music. You know, you just might help you a bit more if you just read that page and just hear, staying alive, staying alive.
Oh yeah. So what would you give this as a grade?
Let's see. We'll give it a 3.5.
I'll give it a 3, and that's being generous. I think that this title has suffered from having too many artists as well. Like last week, like the last month was good, and then they have like some new guy, and I'm just like, it's just the whole silly willy nilliness of it all. Like there's just been nothing consistent about any of these titles really for me. And the truth storyline.
Well, like we said, it's just you don't know where anything goes, and you know, let's have it like the good old days. You know, one title flows into another, and you put bring back the triangle numbering for the Superman books.
It also Flair changed his DNA. Like that. Oh, that's just a huge sticking point to me, dude.
Yeah.
I will never be over that. I don't think. I think that the way that they set it up, like it just makes no sense for me. Logical sense in the DC universe. Like I know the DC universe, like rules are in flux, but like headache trying to put this all together is all that I'm saying. Let's move on.
I'm telling you, issue 50, he'll be back.
That's like way too many issues from now.
I know.
Way too many.
You know, we're gonna get big, oversized number 50 of Superman and.
What are they gonna be?
You know,
$10?
I was gonna say they're like $8 a piece. Yeah, because they'll have that like either like a fold-out cover or a big hologram on it.
I ain't paying for it. They got plans for some big, even like I swear these prices this week, it's ridiculous. Like I'm curious to see how it turns out for them on Diamond. I'm really curious to see at the end of the month.
What, that $6 Harley Quinn book?
Or this one was kind of expensive, wasn't it? Wasn't it $5? Batman 44.
Which one? Oh yeah, Batman was $5. Yes.
So yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but did we really need to, like, go here again? Like, it's Batman. We've been here so many times.
Yeah, but at least it was Bruce.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean, and it seemed like for the Master Detective, it seemed like it took Batman a while to put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this issue was supposed to be like the big reveal of Mr. Bloom's origin. Meanwhile, it's like, yeah, he comes from that alleyway where it's all overgrown.
Right?
They mentioned him on one page, not even like one or two panels on a page. That's it.
Like, and then there's like that little snippet. The NAACP reported that out of 45 officers involved, I'm like, really? Really? We're doing this right now?
Have to be topical.
But in a little piece of a panel? Like, that's just so disingenuous. Oh, like, that just irked my nerves. The artwork was kind of rough, too. Like, I know, and it's for effect and everything, but it was very jarring.
Yeah, that's what's his face, Jock.
Yeah.
Although I swear he did some Batman ish or detective issues. I think when Dick Grayson was Batman, and I swear that it was a little better than this.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, it's his detective comic stuff that I actually liked. I don't know what the deal was with this week in artwork. It was a good, fascinating read, but it just felt rehashy and, like, for the setup, like you said, Mr. Bloom, and then it's like 1.5 pages. Okay.
Ugh. And did it have to be an oversized issue?
Yeah, it literally didn't have to be. But because it's a Batman title and it's Bruce Wayne, they were like, oh, people have been itching for this. Let's charge them more.
Yeah. But I mean, if they would have given us like the whole, Mr. Bloom origin, I could see him having it oversized, but you didn't give us that. You gave us basically a Batman detective story, which people have told in a regular size issue.
Yeah. And, like, it was just so much rehashed, regurgitated imagery. Like, yeah, some of the stuff is, like, iconic and everything, but, I mean, like, you're not, no offense to the people on this, you're not at that level, at least this far in your career, so just knock it off. It's a fine line between paying homage and it being a knockoff.
So what did you give it?
3.75.
3.75?
Sir.
Alright, well, we about match up. So I was going to say, I'm going to give this one a 4. If I have to pick one, this is my pick of the week.
Gotham Academy was my pick of the week, hands down.
Okay.
Starfire wasn't that bad, though. So, did you read Catwoman or no?
Yes, I did read Catwoman.
Anything else we have in common?
Did you read Earth 2?
No.
I didn't figure.
So how's it going over on Earth 2 Society?
Well, basically more flashbacks. We see why Power Girl's not talking to this Superman now.
Oh, why is it? Did he touch her boob one time?
Please, like that affects anyone at DC. No, I guess she found out. He came up with the process that blew up the fire pits that like killed everyone, but he's like, I didn't know what I'm working on. I mean, I'm not saying Batman has to be all rainbows and puppies, but I mean, you would think it's Bruce under there if you didn't know better.
Maybe that's what they want to trick people into thinking.
Maybe
it's gonna be like some secret flashback where he's really like some weird mutated DNA, and it really is Bruce.
Bruce Wayne's clone.
Oh, God. So, I mean, what would you give that? Like, did you enjoy it? Is it almost off your pull list or what?
It was alright. I like the art. I'll give it a 3.
Starfire number 4. From the exact same people who bring you Harley Quinn on a monthly basis. And y'all know what Starfire's little outfit looks like. You would expect her to be the more sexed up sex kitten. But no! This title is fun, but it's also serious, and it's not so jokey and sexualized. I mean, come on, Starfire is pretty sexy. It just amazes me that it's the same freaking people, and it's just such this, and the characters could easily be the same exact kind of thing. You know what I mean? but it's not. So we already closed out our first arc, basically, like with the first 3 issues of this. We meet. She's got a new little friend named Atlee. They have this weird beast that they named Chida or whatever, and it's just like it's an action romp, and it's really fun, and I like it. I'm still liking Starfire. It just blows my mind that the same people that write Harley Quinn are doing such a good job. But then again, they did do a good job until like issue 5 with Harley Quinn. So we'll see next month of how I feel if they take that same weird detour.
Yeah, I know you said you liked it. I'm surprised this wasn't your pick of the week.
Power Girl kind of showed up. So that kind of ruined it for me. Pulled me right out of the story. But yeah, this is a 4, and it was fun. But, like, I don't know. It just doesn't have that depth that I'm looking like emotional pathos like Gotham Academy does. And it also, I feel like this has a very narrow demographic. So, I don't know. Like, I enjoy it, but it could just be me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Gotham Academy, I think almost anybody who reads it could fall in love with at least one of the characters and wants to be interested in what's going on with all the other stories. Whereas this is like either you like Starfire or you don't. Especially since she's solo without like the Teen Titans around her and stuff like that, you know.
All right, Catwoman 44. Why do you sound all down? You said you didn't.
No, I didn't. I told you I'm reading the backstories, but I heard good things.
Okay.
I just was curious if you agreed with those good things.
Yeah, I mean it was a decent story, but I think they've already kind of showed their hand how she's gonna get out of this whole mob storyline. I think
that's a shame when they telegraph it like that.
Well, yeah, I mean she basically comes out and says it, so like she's already picked her successor. So
and it's her little protege, right?
For the crime family, no, it's the blonde chick Antonia.
Really?
To run the family, yeah. Yeah, she basically tells her as soon as I can get out and, we can hand off power the right way. No, her little protege, I don't know if she's going to turn against her because I guess Black Mask must have saw her coming back to her father's building, dressed as Catwoman, so he thought that her father was aiding Catwoman, so Black Mask kills the father and she finds him, so I don't know if she's going to blame Selena for that.
Sounds interesting.
And... yeah, and Killer Croc's in this, and I don't know, the whole New 52 Croc, for a guy who lives in a sewer, it seems like he has a lot of friends.
It seems like they're really pushing that Killer Croc thing again, cuz movies.
Yeah, because, I mean, he seems friendly with Selena and her protege, and even in Red Hood and Arsenal, like, he has, like, some kind of, like, past friendship or something with Roy, it seems like.
Wow.
Yeah, so, for a crocodile man who lives in the sewer, he sure, has time to make
maybe he was secretly Doc Connors and he didn't want to possess like Spider-Man that one time, so he just switched universes and went by Killer Croc. and secretly he can revert to like, a more like likable guy.
See, that wouldn't surprise me, not the Connors thing, but just I don't know, New 52 and everything, since then they've been like, I don't know, they feel the need to like change everyone's origin, so I could just see him and be like, I was a scientist named Waylon Jones and I mutated myself instead of being born with it.
Yeah. Like they all like the problem with DC is that they just want all anti-heroes and not every character can be an anti-hero. Not,
Yeah.
And have fans receive it well at any rate.
Yeah. Because I think they want all anti-heroes. They try to elevate their villains and like bring their heroes down a peg.
Yeah,
so
it's not good. I mean, even though our villains, like hands down, like let's just be real, DC has the best villains, the most iconic villains and stuff. But like post New 52, like they've just kind of been ruining it, and I don't like.
Well, that's what I said. They feel like they have to muck with everyone's origin and. Like the whole Mr. Freeze origin. I mean, you see how they changed his?
And I was really pissed off. I'm not even gonna lie.
With the whole Nora thing.
It's like, then what's his motivation? Tell me. Explain it to me. Go ahead. Yeah. I'll wait.
He's just a creepy stalker now.
That's not compelling at all.
No, it was a love story. Now
they have a thing against love. Okay, who got divorced? I want to know who got divorced. Where they're like, no love ever. We're Grinches now.
I told you, for some reason, they think that doesn't sell.
Like, honestly, this has to be, like, somebody's personal, like, vendetta. Somebody is a Grinch, and I'm going to find out who it is. Whose heart is 2 times too small. I'm going to fix it.
Although, like I said, that new Lois and Clark Superman title got at everyone with.
Everybody needs to buy it and tell them, yes!
Show them we want to marry Superman. Although I'm bummed. I'm bummed. I thought it was an ongoing. It said 12 issue limited.
Maybe if it does really well,
I think there was a... Yeah. Because they had an ad in, I think, was it every issue? I'm trying to find it here. But yeah, here it is. Because it's, there's 3 12-issue limited series. Superman, Lois and Clark, Titans Hunt, and Telos.
I didn't get no ads because I downloaded.
Well, aren't you hip?
I can't stand ads on anything anymore. Although I'm pretty sure my Batman one does. Yep, sure does. Sure enough.
I swear, if you're paying like $5 or $6, you should get an ad-free comic
Really
book.
should. Although, hey, they gotta eat. But then it's weird because, like, at least do some ads that aren't for your... Like, if you're doing so bad money-wise, like, at least, like, as long as it's not, like, the Twix split ads and stuff, I'm good with you actually advertising stuff.
Yeah, because, like I said, for a while, I can't remember if DC did, but I know Marvel was doing, like, car ads and...
Oh, no, wait. They did advertise something. It was that Comedy Central show, Moonbeam City.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I have got to, that's, like, next week, too. That's good. That's just off topic. Sorry, we can get out of here. Any other news you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think. Was there any more news?
I mean, Arrow and Flash have new 1-minute season trailers out over on YouTube.
Yeah, you get that split-second glimpse of Constantine in the Arrow trailer.
I'm kind of bummed off, like, as the details have come out, that this is literally, when Constantine shows up, it's a one-shot. Like, he'll never be back.
For now, but, I mean, what if the ratings are, like, double or triple every other episode of the season, though?
I like the TV show. I love Matt Ryan, but at the same time, like, the demo for Constantine was less than it was for Arrow on its worst night. So I'm not expecting anything to be tripled or doubled, but it would be nice if it was.
I just wonder if they're going to see a bump, even just put them in Legends or something,
Yeah, or put them on Lucifer. I'm all for Lucifer, honestly, but it's completely different, like, studios and stuff, so we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited for Matt Ryan, though.
Every season, have him show up at least once on, like, every series, like, Arrow, Flash, Legends. Hell, throw him an iZombie.
That would be awesome, actually. Anyway, I'm getting depressed thinking about it. Let's get out of here.
All right, everyone. If you want to contact us, share your thoughts with us on anything DC. You can get a hold of us on Facebook, facebook.com/worldsfinestpodcast. You can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com, and on Twitter, I'm at nightwingpdp, and I'm also on Periscope. Miss Lilith, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LilithHellfire. You can find me on Tumblr. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. And the fall season is upon us in just a few weeks, so be sure to check out my blog, littlepopculturevulture.blogspot.com, for your recaps and reviews and all that good stuff.
All right, that's it. Join us here again next week. Will DC learn their lesson finally? Well, come back and find out. Good night.